Little did homeless people know that Cokes dehydrate you, so you probably died later that night.
I'm King Iconic.
I'm Supr. You already know who I am.
I think the tempo match went as expected. We kind of knew we were better than them on all fronts, and we just kind of showed it that day.
Yeah, I think whether we have subs or not against that team, it doesn't really matter. We've heard they're good in scrims, but from our experience, they weren't even good in scrims, so I don't really know where that sentiment came from, but the match just went as expected. The second map was kind of close, but even then we were kind of giving them more opportunities than they should have had, so I just think, we never lose to those guys, we never will. We tried out a lot of players for the 5th spot once Neptune's kind of lost his love for the game, and we just felt like Iconic fit well with what we were looking for. We kind of needed another entry fragger along with Slebben, who obviously right now can't play, but we hope he can. And then somebody who's kind of like an individual playmaker, because we were having a little bit of an issue where people needed to be micromanaged a little too much, which was kind of stalling us out in some areas. And Iconic's a pretty smart player in terms of identifying opportunities and not being afraid to push it, whether you fail or succeed. At least on our team, we kind of go with the mantra of, it's better to try something and, lose a gunfight or die that way than it is to just sit there and wait for something to happen. We always want to be proactive and not reactive to what's going on.
I mean, I think it's been pretty easy adjusting to the team. It's a really good system we run here at Soniqs, how we play the game, so it's pretty easy to pick up and learn. I mean, they tell you what you're doing wrong, so you just improve on what you're doing, and they try to make you the best possible player.
I honestly didn't know what to expect in the TSM DarkZero match, just because we don't really scrim either team. So I honestly, the only things I had heard about those teams are from secondhand sources. So I wasn't sure if TSM was better or worse with Chala instead of Pojo, and I wasn't sure if DarkZero, to be honest, DarkZero losing a map to us with 2 substitutes with less than a week of practice either says that we're really good or that they're not as good. And, they came out and they showed, I wouldn't say convincingly, but they, anytime you get a 2-0, that's convincing enough. I think they showed that right now, at least they're stronger in TSM. And, I think we definitely have the ability to defeat TSM as well.
I just think TSM looks beatable right now because they don't have that playmaker, because they put Gio onto the hard support role, and he was kind of their playmaker when they were stalling. So now in their attacks they kind of stall a lot. So I don't know, I just feel like their roles are kind of all f***ed up. So I don't think they can play to their full potential. I mean, it's just a lot more professional than it was on OB. A lot more structured, a lot more focus on your mistakes and you becoming a better player. And I think those are the big takeaways I have from joining a pro team. Just it really amplifies what you're doing wrong, so you can do it right.
I mean, obviously, anytime you're playing with subs instead of your actual roster, it's difficult. We going into the first match against DarkZero, we had roughly a week of practice with J9O and or J9O and Lags, and we honestly had no idea how long we would be playing with them. Obviously, as of now, we're still playing with J9, who's, as we saw against Tempo, definitely a capable player who I think for certain has Pro League potential. And Lags played very well against what appears to be the strongest team in North America right now in DarkZero. So, going into the DarkZero match for us, obviously, I didn't have much expectations of it, but winning a map against them there, honestly, to me was like a really good showing from us. I thought Oregon in that series was closer than the round count actually was. We had 2 4v2s on attack that we lost, or we would have been up 4-2 going into defense, and you don't know how that changes the mental of the game. And then going into Tempo Storm, you know, I heard SSG say that Tempo Storm looked really strong in scrims. Obviously, we just never got that impression from them. You know, I think our subs have played really well. I think they're both really deserving of Challenger League or Pro League spots. Obviously, I know how good Slebben is. I think Iconic's played with Slebben enough as well to know how good he is. So obviously, we would like him back because I think at full force, we're in contention to be the best team in North America. And, you know, after not playing for so long, we really want to be able to show everyone how good we are, especially, you know, with all the Sonics just got invited to Pro League. They didn't earn their spot. Well, I mean, we're better than all your favorite teams. So I'd like to be able to show our team at full strength because, I mean, one thing people also don't know is as good as Slebben is, at least leading up into scrims while they were still playing, Iconic and Slebben were basically hand-to-hand in the amount of kills they were getting. So if you have 2 players who are, you know, able to drop 20, 30 kills in 2 or 3 map series, and then you also have Gomfi, who's, you know, an insane fragger himself, probably the best player I've seen playing like the trash ops, with me and Liv kind of having like the support brain rolls. I just think we have really good like team composition, and I would like to definitely be able to show that.
I don't know how I feel about the Atlanta to Harrisburg, but joining the team has been great. I think I just fit really well into like what the team needs, and I think you've kind of seen that in my play and how we've been playing. I mean, Skies was a big mentor to me, like in my like younger days. So like playing him for my first game was kind of cool, but wish we could have got the win. But I don't know. I just listened to the people who are like we scripted a lot of pro teams when we were younger, so like just what they had to say about our play, like just taking that into account and really like developing our skill.
I think having Joe here is good from the just like the mental aspect of a game, because I think most people probably know we're not necessarily a team that needs like kind of the strategy side of coaching. Obviously, you know, we have some smart players on our team who kind of excel in that sort of stuff. So for our team specifically, I think we're more like needing somebody to keep everyone like level-headed and, you know, focused, and not like, you know, not get too emotional one way or the other, whether it's like tilt or, you know, just like getting too hype where you're just making, you know, carrying over that round around and making some dumb plays. So I think having Joe here is just good for like the team, I guess the symmetry with just like everybody being able to, you know, speak to him, or him having the ability to interact with the team.
I like it. I think I just like how it's best of 3. Like there's no like flukes, like fluke games. Like it's always the best team's gonna win. And I think that the system's very forgiving for like if you like slip out of the top 4 this season, that you could still make like the major. And I really didn't like the best of 1 system because like I feel like best of 3s is just so much better for the game. It's more consistent. Because like I feel like it's still hard to play a like 1 map of perfect siege. That like there's gonna be a lot of ties, like how you see in EU. So like I don't know. I just think the system's like the best version of the game.
I think anyone can win a like best of 1 just by doing random shit, basically. You know, like Tempo Storm finished 5th place last season, basically because they're able to win a couple like single maps. But over the course, like a best of 3, that's not going to happen. I do think the format of this like pro league is kind of weird. I mean, obviously, I think we'll get more used to it, but like the double group stage per split is kind of confusing to me. But I'm sure it's just as the more we play it, the more we'll like understand how it works. If we're just ignoring the groups completely, I'd probably say SSG and then DarkZero. And then I think us and TSM are pretty close. And then I think OXG might be able to beat TSM based off of their match against SSG. That was just really surprising to me. So honestly, I'm just maybe underestimating OXG a little bit because in scrims we've had success against them. And then Disrupt is probably that 6th place. And then obviously like the bottom tier teams, I think are United and Tempo Storm. That's pretty clear. Check us out tomorrow on Monday. We play TSM for the 2nd game. It should be around 9 Eastern. The winner of that game is going to play OXG on Wednesday, so it should be interesting.